Hello, Aquarius. This is your weekly reading. We're going to see what you need to focus on. Some of you have anxiety about something. I don't know what it is, but there's a lot of anxiety happening this week. Some of you may be having panic attacks about certain things. I'm sorry, I find that quite ironic because you guys are known to be quite nonchalant, but there's something in particular you're having some serious anxiety about. But let's see. What does Aquarius need to focus on today? Okay, well, oh wow. I just got this. Do you guys see how long I shuffled for? I feel like I shuffled for a while. So I've Capricorn just had this card. So some of you may be, speaking to Capricorns, maybe in relation with them, maybe close to one. How many cards? Okay, that's two. We have the Three of Pentacles reversed, and we have the Four of Wands reversed. We have the Princess of Pentacles reversed. Okay, I'm getting intuitively. Some of you actually aren't well. I know that was very, very rude of me to say, but before you attack me, let me explain myself. Some of you are not stable. And when I say you're not stable, okay, I think it's emotionally unstable because it's right underneath the Five of Cups. And it could be mainly to do with your finances because in the rest of the reading there are pentacles. So in terms of your career or finances, that may have caused you to be emotionally quite down and is causing instability, or instability I should say. So some of you aren't accepting this. Okay, I feel really awkward. I haven't really felt like this with the other readings. My chest is doing palpitations right now. It's a bit hard to breathe. So I feel like a lot of you are panicking. Some of you is to do with your finances. Some of you is to do with your love life. But I don't, for some reason, for a majority of you, I don't think it has much to do with your love life. I think it's more to do with your career and where you're going to go with your career. It's nerve-wracking at this point. Okay, so if I have to, this is too much. Okay, life is a bit too much for some of you. Life is feeling very overwhelming. It's just a lot to deal with. So we have Death in reverse at the bottom of the deck, and I feel like if some of you have gone through, it's like someone has passed, you're not dealing with this well. Could have been recently, could have been years ago. You're not dealing with it well. Is affecting you quite badly. That's for those of you where a death may have contributed to a decline in your mental health a bit. This is so rude of me to say. I'm so sorry, guys. I don't even mean to come like this towards you, but right where your self-esteem is normally very, very high is gotten low recently, and I'm just explaining what the possibilities of that may be. So I'm just explaining a death could be one. Okay, that's occurred, and you guys aren't taking it very well. But then, if this is the case, some of you have to realize that, just how do I explain this? For those of you that kind of see, okay, let me word this properly. With what I believe in, and probably what a lot of the card readers believe in, is a thing where your soul, your body's gone, but your soul is still here. Does that make sense? And you have to realize that the person's soul is still here. It's still here, and they're not gone, really. Do you know what I mean? It's just their physical that's gone, not their soul. So they'll be with you always. You have to remember that. So I know it's really sad because you probably want them there in the physical, but it's just, it's time for their transition, and you have to accept that. Do you know what I mean? But it doesn't mean that, their soul isn't around you. Do you know what I mean? Some of you probably like, okay, but there's no proof of that. But there's no proof that what I'm saying isn't true neither. Okay, so you gotta think there's a possibility that the person's soul is still lingering around you and they're still there. Do you know what I mean? In a positive way, not in a haunting way, but in a positive way. Like, I'm still here. I'm not gone. Only in the physical, but in the 5D and in spirit, I'm still here. So if you start to think like that, I think you'll feel a bit better. Some of you, something has come to an end. It could be the end of a relationship. Something has abruptly ended, and you didn't want it to end so quick. But it's ended. You have to accept it. So whatever has come to an end, you wanted it to be there forever. You wanted it to stay there forever. You thought everything was gonna go well. Like, everything was fine. What's the problem? Why did it end like this? And I think it's abrupt because you guys really won't get over it. So when a connection's done and when it's closed, and it's closed for a reason. That's what you have to kind of remember. You're not in control of that. You can control it as much as you want to, but it's when a person's done with you, they're done. That they're gonna move on to someone else or do something else. If this is like a career or a job that's abruptly gone wrong, that's just what's happened. You have to accept it. That is the end of that cycle. It's time to move on to better things now. Some of you are like, probably thought this is the best I'm ever gonna do, and now it's gone. This is the best I'm ever gonna get, and now it's gone. Who says that's the best you're ever gonna get? Who says? You guys, some of you may be speaking to Sagittarius people as well, because they kind of had the same mentality about something. But it's like, you guys think that this one thing that has gone, that's it now. I'm not going to get better. I can't get a better position. I can't get a better person. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You are Aquarius. What are you talking about? You guys are the innovators. You guys are the trendsetter. Well, you're not the trendsetters. I'm sorry. That's Aries. Aries is the original trendsetter. But you guys, just introduce new stuff as well. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are interesting. Why wouldn't you be able to find someone better? Why wouldn't you be able to get a better position? Why can't you make the position? It's time to think a bit more positive. Something's come to an end. It's come to an end, guys. But it's not the end of you. It's not the end of you. It's not the end of Aquarius, but it's the end of whatever Aquarius was doing now. Time to move on to bigger and better things, Aquarius. You know what I mean? So you need to accept it. It's not worked out. It didn't work out. It's done. You need to accept that you're upset about it, because some of you are kind of just like, yeah, I don't even really care. You care. You're upset. You're upset. But I'm here to tell you that there's no point being upset about it. It's just, you can be. You have every right to be, but no point. Some of you have tried to climb the career ladder, but in a certain way. Like there's a specific way you try to do something, and it hasn't worked out the way you wanted. You thought if you could connect with this person, then they could put you in this position. If you communicated with this business partner, then you both could be elevated in a better position. And when you realized that was not the case, you were like, wow. So what are you telling me? I wasted my time. I wasted my precious time and it didn't work. You guys thought you was gonna climb the ladder to somewhere, and it didn't work. So if we're talking about career wise, I said what I said. If we're talking about romantically, because it could be, because there's cups right next to the Three of Pentacles, you thought that if you put in time and money into someone, then you guys would get along and it would work, and it didn't work. It didn't work. You guys are like, I actually spent all my time with you and I get nothing out of it. Like in terms of, I thought we was going to work together. I thought we was going to be together, and you just basically played me, or you didn't do what you were supposed to do. Some of you actually spent money on this person and nothing. You didn't get what you wanted out of it. And when I say you didn't get what you wanted, I don't get the vibe that you guys was trying to just use this person for sex or anything like that. Like, I feel like you actually wanted it to work with this person and it didn't work. And you're just like, but I tried. Like, why? I did everything I was supposed to do. I did everything by the book. Why is it not working? It wasn't supposed to work, guys, with that person. That's why. Sorry, it wasn't supposed to work. You wasn't supposed to get that job like that in that way. So when it comes to career, I think it's more that you wasn't supposed to get that career in the way you thought you was going to get there. You wasn't supposed to get that position in the way you thought you was going to get it. So let's say, for example, you guys are, let's say you're the janitor, but you want to become the head of cleaning of all schools. I don't know. I just, because I'm trying to think of a ladder going on here. Now, you want to be the head of all schools, so you thought if you speak to another janitor, then probably in a higher position, then you'll be able to get to eventually become the janitor of all schools, right? No, and it didn't work out like that. You guys are like, no, but that's the way that you're supposed to do it. Like, I did everything that way you're supposed to do it. Okay, there are other ways you can become the janitor of the whole school district. There are other ways. You don't have to just buddy up with another janitor to do so. So the specific way that you think you need to get somewhere, that's not the only way. You can get it in other ways. So that doesn't mean you're not meant for that position. That means find another way to get to that position, because the way you thought is not working out, is not for you. That wasn't your route. You know what I mean? Dust yourself off and try again, as Aaliyah says. Do it another way. It's attainable. Just do it a different way. Like, when it comes to a relationship, maybe you're not supposed to be with this person right now. Maybe you are eventually. I don't even really want to say that, because I don't really want you guys to waste your time. But if it's not working out, then accept that it's not working out. If they're meant to be with you, then they will be with you eventually. You know what I mean? All this effort you guys are putting in is unnecessary, because something that's meant for you is supposed to come to you quite easily. Sorry. That's what I believe. I believe it's when it comes to let me clarify myself. Let me explain myself. When it comes to relationships, it's not supposed to be this hard. Sorry, like, there can't be you doing 100% of the work and the person sitting there not doing no work, and it doesn't work. Of course, it wasn't going to work. The other person wasn't doing any work, so it's not going to work. It's very simple. So what I mean is, if you're meant to be with someone, it's not going to seem like a chore. It's not going to seem like, why am I doing everything? This person's doing nothing. It's just going to work. Because what's for you is for you. And who you'll be with is who you're going to be with at the end of the day. You have to accept you don't have much control over that. You can put some control in it to some degree, but it's not going to be exactly how you want. And that's okay. So what I mean by that is, the journey to get to that person is not going to be the way you envisioned, but you will eventually be with the person you're supposed to be with. It may be this person you're trying to pursue, or it may not. But this whole journey, you need to let the journey just flow. You need to relax, because you're not relaxing and you're trying to make everything go a specific way. And maybe this is a lesson of, everything's going to be how it's going to be. You don't have control over everything, Aquarius. That's life. Like, Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you may walk to the coffee shop one day and you see the person that you're going to be with forever, but you didn't know it was going to go like that. But the whole time you're forcing something with this other person who you wasn't supposed to be with anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's just showing, I feel like all this is happening because it's showing you the way life works is not the way you think life works. That's not how life works. Life works in mysterious ways. You can't control life. To a certain degree you can, but not, you can't control everything. It's not going to go exactly the way you want. So yeah. Then we have the fourth one to reverse. As I said, some of you, your self-esteem is declining a bit or your mental health is declining a bit. So it would be beneficial for you to either talk to a close relative or, someone you trust. Maybe even a specialist. But for some of you, your marriage is a bit unstable. So maybe it's not you, but to be fair, if your marriage is unstable, it can make you unstable. So fair enough. But the fourth ones can represent marriage, and when that's reversed, the marriage isn't looking that sweet right now. There's a bit of obstacles. Some of you are glossing over these obstacles. You're like, we're okay, we're just going through a bit of a hiccup. And these are some serious hiccups, by the way. You'll just say, yeah, we're cool, and it's a problem. And you guys are not seeing that this is a problem. Like, you're making out like it's a minor thing when it's a serious issue. So this could be regarding a long-term relationship or a marriage, but is I'm not even going to say strong, is a connection that's happened for a long time. You've been speaking to this person for a while, but it's very unstable, and your response is, oh, well, we're fine, we'll sort it out. No, you guys aren't fine. You need to address what the problem is, because nothing is fine. It's not fine. So yeah, a few things could be worked on, and a few things need to be spoken about. And I know you guys are optimists too, but come on, there is something where you're a bit too optimistic in terms of, you need to address the issue. Like, you need to be a bit of a realist now. There's an issue, let the two of us speak about it and try and solve it. Okay? It's not minor, I have to say that. Prince of Pentacles reversed. Some of you are trying to, similar to the Sagittarius student, trying to figure out why something isn't working out the way you want it to work out. And the answer is, it's just not supposed to work out for you. In terms of the way you want it to work out, it's not working out that way. And you won't accept it, and you have to accept it. So there's no point dwelling on it, because it's happened now. You know what I mean? I hope that's not contradicting, but you guys will know what I mean. So in terms of, when I say the fourth one is reversed in terms of marriage, you guys need to speak about what you need to speak about to improve the marriage. But I'm talking about if you had a business venture that went wrong or something like that, you need to accept it went wrong. And there's maybe if I read a bit more, I'll try, understand the situation a bit more, then I'll see where I went wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. It's just not working. It's not working. And some of you've gone into business with a sneaky person, like a really weird person they're trying to, there's multiple situations. Okay. For some of you, this could just be a friendship. You're friends with someone, and they've the only reason they're like, I have to really think about this. Some of you are friends with someone and it's a competition, and you don't realize it's a competition. Like, they're only friends with you because they're trying to, so hard to explain, because whoever you've associated yourself with, they're very calculated, and they're causing some grief onto your life as well. But it seems like you're just allowing it, and I don't really understand why that is. I feel like you've assumed that this person is your friend, but they're not your friend, and they're doing some weird stuff, and they're trying to make sure that they're at a higher position than you are. So if someone pops in your head when I was explaining this, that is who it is, because you guys have, you guys don't even realize that this person may be making you feel really low about yourself, and you're friends with them. I don't really understand why that is, but um, they're just friends with you to make you feel more inferior than they feel about themselves. So they're friends with you, and at the same time they're making you feel like they're more superior than you. Um, and you don't need any friends like that, because who are you? Like, who are you to for you to be thinking you're better than me? Like, no. So there's some weird friends going. There's some weird friends you guys are around that you need to just cut, because they think this is some competition. They think this is some superior inferior thing. They don't actually know what a friend is supposed to be like. They definitely don't see you as one. So there's that. Some of you, that is a business venture. You've gone into partnership with someone. I got that one first though. Some of you have gone into business with someone, and this person, they're just gonna try and take the business from you. I'm gonna tell you that right now, and you need to realize that, because it's not even funny. So yeah, you've gone into business or partnership with someone, and they're sneaky, and they're trying to make sure that they're 2 steps or 10 steps ahead of you in whatever you guys have decided to collaborate in. So yeah, be aware, because it's not good. This week is just not looking that great, Aquarius. But the reason being is you've been too optimistic about stuff you should have been real about, and in other situations you're being very pessimistic about things that, you know, can be seen in an optimistic way. So where you were supposed to show optimism, you have is more like you've seen it in a deluded way. And how do I explain this? Okay, let's start that again. Where you were supposed to be positive about a situation, you've been negative. You've been looking at it negatively. You've been trusting people you shouldn't be trusting. That's another thing. I don't really understand why, but that happens, in it. And it's just ultimately actions that you were supposed to be doing. You've done the opposite in different situations. I've said the multiple situations so you guys can figure out how, but it's just being a bit more open-minded about a situation. Stop giving people the benefit of the doubt, because there's some weird people out there. And if we're coming away from people and looking more into like your work situation, there are other ways to get to where you want to get to. It's not just one way. So be more optimistic about that, you know what I mean? But yeah, that reading was a bit longer, but I guess you guys were supposed to hear all of that. But if you like this reading, Aquarius, like and subscribe to my channel. If you would like a personal reading, the details are in the description box below. Bye guys.